Hi guys, I'm Montana and this is Enchanted DIY. If you're new here, then basically what I do is I make fun DIY arts and crafts that you guys can do at home. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made these hanging wall decor, Whimsigoth wall decor. Super cute. I got these frames, the wood frames, from Dollar Tree. Everything else I got from Hobby Lobby. It was really easy. It did not take long at all. The drying time did take a long time because you do have to let things dry, but it honestly it was really easy and anyone can do it pretty much. But if you guys are interested in the art pieces that I make, I do sell them on Etsy. Link is in the description down below or in my bio on my YouTube channel. If you guys are interested to see how I made these, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm just gonna start sanding them because there's a little bit of rough edges around the edges of or corners of the wood pieces, so we're just gonna start sanding them. Okay, so now we're gonna start painting. I got this dark blue color from Hobby Lobby that I'm gonna use on one of the wood pieces. Okay, so for the second wood piece, I'm actually gonna mix these two colors. I've had these paints for a long time. I got them at Michael's forever ago. I just didn't have the right color that I was looking for. So I'm gonna kind of mix these two colors to kind of get the color that I want. Okay, so we're gonna start mixing it and then adding colors until we get the color that we want. I'm gonna add some more of this color. For some reason I just couldn't get the color I wanted, so I decided maybe to add a little bit of this pink blossom color that was a little bit darker than the fuchsia. It was kind of closer to the color that I wanted, but it wasn't it, so I added some purple and it kind of was the color I wanted after adding a little bit more purple. I kept adding quite a bit of purple in there. So that color is kind of what I was going for. Kind of like a dark pinkish magenta-y purple. I don't know, it's pretty purple, but it has a little bit of pink in it. So I like that color. That's the color that we went for. Okay, so we're gonna start with this one. We're gonna start painting this one blue. This acrylic paint is so pigmented and so creamy. Literally probably the best acrylic paint I've ever used. Okay, so now we're gonna start painting this wood piece, and the color ended up being really thin, so it's gonna take a couple coats on this one because the paint's so thin. Okay, so now they're done drying. I'm gonna just do one more coat on this blue one and then probably 2 more coats on this pink one. Okay, so I decided I want to just use the pink blossom acrylic paint on this piece because I did end up just liking this color and the other color just wasn't working, so we're just gonna use this one. Okay, so the second coat is all dry and now we're gonna start painting some gold stars on. Okay, so I got this antique gold from Hobby Lobby, and just in case it's not gold enough, I have this other one that I got from Michael's. So I'm just gonna shake it up and we're gonna start painting the stars. So I'm gonna freehand. You guys, if you want to make it a little bit easier for you, you can use pencil, but make sure you do really light strokes when you're doing the pencil so you don't see it when you cover it up with the gold. So the paintbrush that I was using just wasn't working, so I'm going to use this really thin, fine-tipped paintbrush. These ones work really great, and they're actually made for painting designs on nails, but they work really great with painting with acrylic, so I'm just going to be using these. So to paint the stars, I'm just using 4 inward arches on each side to make that star pointed up at the top, make it pointed at the top, and then just bring it in like arched on each 4 sides is the best way I can explain it, if that makes sense. If you watch it, you'll start to understand how I'm doing it. It's really, really simple. Okay, so I did do most of the stars off camera, and now we're just gonna do the rest of them. We're gonna finish up just doing like a couple more stars around the edges just to fill up those gaps. Okay, so now we're pretty much done with that one, and we're gonna move on to the next one. So we're gonna do exactly what we did with the stars on the last one we did. Just put the gold stars all over. Okay, so now we're done with that one. We're gonna let them dry, and then we're gonna come back when they're all dry and then add some gloss varnish onto them. Okay, so now they're all done drying, and we're gonna grab this gloss varnish and start applying it to the pieces. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this one, and then I'm just gonna put a little bit on top, and just use this big brush and kind of just apply it on using this brush. We are going to build it up. We're going to do a couple coats, probably 2 coats with the varnish. And I end up putting it on the tray so we can get the edges as well. Okay, so now we're gonna varnish this one, just doing the exact same thing we did with the first one. Okay, so I did do 2 coats of that high gloss varnish on each of these, and now they are completely dry, and now we're just gonna start getting our clay. We're gonna start sculpting mushrooms on here, and I got these clay tools I'm gonna be using, and we're gonna start with this one. Okay, so now we're just gonna cut the clay open. I've never used this clay before. I usually use Sculpey. Palmer clay, the oven bake one. I like that one a lot. This air drying one I've never used, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut it. It's really soft, feels really good. So we'll see how it molds, if we end up liking it. Got my tools right here. I'm gonna kind of sculpt a stem first onto this. We're gonna be using this tray, this Prismacolor tray, just to sculpt it on. But I'm just gonna start rolling the base or the stem of the mushroom. I'm gonna make one side of the stem skinnier and the other side a little bit thicker, just so the mushroom cap can fit on that skinnier part, just so it looks more like a mushroom. If you can kind of see the process. Okay, so now I'm gonna get some more clay and we're gonna sculpt the cap of the mushroom. Since it's air dry clay, the clay was drying on me really fast, so not a fan of that. I feel like I like the sculpty clay a little bit better because it doesn't dry out when I'm sculpting it, and I like to take my time to sculpt sometimes depending on what I'm doing. And so we're just gonna sculpt that cap like that, break out the back so we can fit it into that stem, kind of like that, and we'll just kind of play with it. But I did, yeah, I had to get some water so it wouldn't dry out so fast, which kind of was not super fun. And it was kind of hard to mold a little bit just because it was just drying so fast. The little mushroom gills at the bottom, I'm going to use this sculpting tool and just kind of like sculpt little gills, those little gills that you see under mushroom caps. Now you can see underneath, I just did some lines just to add a little bit more details to the mushrooms at the bottom of the cap. Now I'm gonna see if it fits on the frame, and it actually looks really good. It's the perfect size, and I'm just gonna shape the cap a little bit until it's how I want it. So now we're gonna let this one dry, and we're gonna go on to our next one. So now we're gonna do the mushroom for the pink one, and I'm just kind of getting it wet because it kind of dried out a little bit. So I'm just kind of kneading that and getting it a little bit wet. I am going to make the mushroom a little bit bigger on this one just because there's a little bit more surface area to play with. So we're going to make the stem a little bit thicker and longer on this one. Okay, so I'm just gonna shape those gills at the bottom of the mushroom cap. Literally the same thing as we did on the first mushroom. And I'm just shaping the cap a little bit better. I'm gonna see if it fits on the frame, and it looks good. Honestly, the polymer clay that I usually use, like the oven baked one, was a little bit easier to mold, but this one will do, and now we're just gonna let them dry. Okay, so now they're all done drying, and we're gonna start painting, but first I'm gonna use some sandpaper just because there's a little bit of imperfections that I need to sand. So I'm just gonna cut a little bit out of this sandpaper just so it's easier to get to the areas that need to be sanded. Okay, so now that we're done sanding them, we're gonna use that same antique gold paint that we used for the stars to paint the mushrooms. So as you can see, the paint is a little bit thin, so we are gonna probably need to do 2 to 3 coats with this gold paint. I think I did end up doing just 2 coats. But yeah, just because we don't want it to be that thin. So I did do 2 coats on this mushroom, and now they are completely done drying, and we're gonna start gluing. We're gonna get those the frames that we made and start gluing the mushrooms on. Just kind of leveling it in the middle. I'm gonna use E6000, but if you do use this, make sure you're in a well ventilated area because it's really strong. Or honestly, I would recommend just using hot glue as well. I'm just pushing it down pretty firmly, making sure it's stuck on there, and make sure it's centered before sticking it on or pushing it down. And it looks really good. I love how it came out so far. I am a little bit disappointed in that air drying clay I used. It's not really the best, and it has cracks. Like if you can see, like there's cracks in the clay. And with the polymer clay, I don't have to worry about that because it doesn't ever crack. I've never had it crack, at least, and it's not air dry. I feel like air dry clay cracks really easy, but it still looks good. So now we're gonna go and glue this one on. The stem on this one just came out really big. For some reason, it just wouldn't slim down. I don't know, it was really hard to sculpt with this clay. but I decided to try it. It still looks good. I don't hate it, but I just know that if I used the clay I usually use, it would have came out just how I wanted it. Okay, so now it's all glued on. I just push firmly on it so it sticks on pretty good. And they're both done, and we're just gonna let that glue dry before we start varnishing it. Also, I recommend using a thinner stem because this one's so thick. I did not like how it came out. Still looks good. I still think it looks good, but just make sure the stem when you're making yours is a little bit thinner, especially towards the cap area. Okay, so once the glue is all done drying, we're gonna put that gloss varnish on. Here's the original one that I did a long time ago using the Palmer clay. There's no cracks in it, and it's just super smooth and really nice. I didn't use varnish on this one. I did spray paint, and I didn't like how that came out, honestly, because the cap of the mushrooms are a little sticky. But the stems, or just the mushrooms in general, came out so much better than the air dry clay. You probably can tell. So yeah, next time if I do this again, I'm gonna use the clay that I usually do. But you know, it's always good to try something new sometimes. So now we're gonna screw that chain on, and we're just gonna level it where we want it to go, and then I'm gonna get a marker and make some dots. So I use these little hoop thingies. I don't know what they're called. What are they called? I don't know, but they're like little hoops to like connect to the wire or the chain. Oh my gosh, wire. Chain to the wood piece. So that's what we're going to be doing right now. Make sure you have wire cutters. Those are really important. And I have like wire pliers as well. So I'm just kind of leveling it to where I want it to be. And I'm gonna cut with the wire cutters, chain cutters, whatever they're called. They're not wire cutters, they're chain cutters. Oh my gosh. But just cut kind of where I want them to be. So we just cut them really easy. Now I use these drill bit thingies and I put them in my drill. I don't know if I do this right, but yeah, that's pretty much, or the same size. I don't know if I'm doing this right, but it works for me. Just kind of put it in there, lock it in place. Okay, so now I'm just marking with the marker on each side where we're gonna drill at. And then we're just gonna drill a little bit. We're not gonna drill all the way, just a little bit, because the things that we're gonna be screwing in there are really tiny. So you don't need to drill that much into the wood. Okay, so now we're gonna get our wire pliers and just open it up and put it into that hoop, and then we're gonna squeeze them back together with those pliers. We're gonna do that on each side. It's super easy. just prying that open and then just looping it through that loop part, whatever. And just clamping it back in. There we are, all done. And I did end up doing both of them, and I did the same thing on the pink one that we did on the blue one. Super easy, and I love how they came out. I also did add some varnish too when they dried, and they're all done drying. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to send this video to your friends, family, anyone that likes to do DIY projects or just likes watching YouTube videos. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe so you can see more videos like this. I'm going to be making more DIYs, especially in the month of, especially in fall and autumn, Halloween time, because that's like my favorite season. So I'm going to try to do a lot more like fall and Halloween DIYs for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!